Welcome back to another Best Laptop Setups video. A quick shout out to LockVu from episode number 8. You're going home with 75 bucks. Today's winner is also going home with $75 too. Quick thank you to all you out there for taking the time to submit your laptop setups. And if you're still enjoying this, please like and subscribe as it helps the series out. Also, thanks to Bellroy for sponsoring this portion of the video. They have this really cool flip case, which is easy to use. You can use it with one hand. There's a trap door, so you have access to all your cards or money, and you can put about 8 cards inside of here. It's made out of this Eco Tan leather, which feels absolutely great, and it's super minimalistic. The cool thing is it's backed up by a 3-year warranty, and there's RFID protection, so your information can't get swiped. If you're interested in checking it out, there'll be a link in the description down below. Now, the first setup comes from Muto. He's from Jakarta, India, and I thought this was just a really cool setup. It's not for everybody. It's really busy, but the fact that he created this himself on a very tight budget, and it just looks really awesome and different compared to what we're used to seeing. Now, most of the stuff is super cheap to use. Like, he's using styrofoam, he's using glow-in-the-dark tape, he's using a little bit of RGB strips to give the light on the back wall. But I just love how he created these lines that kind of interconnect and go in different directions. He's calling this the Cyber Junk project because he's using a lot of cheap materials to give this space a really cool look. Even the desk is very inexpensive. He made it himself. The laptop is also super old. It's an Asus A450cc. It's with an i3 processor. I think it's using Ivy Lake. That's how old the laptop is. There's 8 gigabytes of RAM, which he upgraded from 2, and it's using an NVIDIA GeForce GT 720M. His mouse is a Logitech G900 Chaos, and he has a Logitech G810 Orion Spectrum. Now, the mouse pad is also Logitech. It's an extended custom gaming mouse pad, which gives more lines going across his white desk. Honestly, this looks absolutely awesome. I love the fact that his Samsung 24-inch monitors are floating. They're the exact same ones, so they pair up beautifully. He has a smartphone and charge stand, which kind of sticks out in front of the desk to give him kind of like a third screen or easy access to his device. And his chair is just a chairman office chair. The second setup is a super clean one, and I put this purposely second to balance out the first one, just to tone things down. But it's from Sam. He's from here in Canada, and I love the look of this. It's small, even though everything looks a little toy on the desk. The overall vibe is very welcoming. The laptop of choice is the Asus Zephyrus G14 2020. It's the Ryzen 9 4900HS with the RTX 2060 Max-Q. The screen is 1080p with 120 Hz, and it sports 300 nits. 16 gigabytes of RAM. He has an NVMe SSD, the Sabrent Rocket. I believe that's PCIe Gen 4, which doesn't work as well in a Ryzen laptop, only the newer Intel ones. So I don't think he's seeing the true speeds from it. But he also has a WD Blue 3D NAND SATA SSD, which is an external drive that he uses as well. The monitor in the middle is a Samsung 24-inch. It's 75 Hz with a 5 millisecond response time, and it's IPS. The mouse of choice is the Logitech G305. I'm a huge fan of this mouse. I love the portability of it, and it just works very well. And the keyboard is an Apple Magic keyboard. He says he hates it. It's not his favorite keyboard, and I agree with him. I think the Apple keyboards are absolute trash, but he does plan to buy a mechanical keyboard in the near future. For sound, he's using a Bose SoundLink Mini 1, and he has a USB dongle, the QGEM 7-in-1 USB-C hub. The desk he's using is a standing desk. It's the Seville Classic Airlift, and the desk pad is the Kakoi PU leather desk pad, which I think looks really nice. A little bit big for the desk, but I do like the gray color of it. The monitor riser is the Above Tech Premium acrylic monitor stand. His lamp is the Structube Zurich table lamp, which is a store here in Canada, and the laptop stand is the Zavvi laptop stand. Overall, it's a very beautiful setup. My only complaints are the cable management, which he does mention in the email, and he asked me for some tips on how to improve it. Now, this is a standing desk, so the idea is you don't want too many cables dangling on the floor. What I would do is mount all the cables underneath the desk and drill a power bar to it that has a very long extension. So the only thing you should see is one cord going into the outlet, with everything else being underneath the desk. This will give this situation a much cleaner look than it has right now. The third setup comes from Cristobal. He is a retired U.S. Army soldier. He served for 14 years. Thank you so much for your service. He's originally from Detroit, but now lives in Texas, and he decided to create this awesome man cave. He's obsessed with video games. If you take a look around this room, there's video games everywhere. I see Xboxes, I see PlayStations, I see Power Rangers, I see an old arcade game. Like, honestly, this is the place to be when you just need some downtime. Now, I'm going to focus on the laptop setup, which he has in the main area, but I also love the fact that he has a VCR connected to an old tube TV. Like, that's just really cool. The laptop he's using is a 7th gen Lenovo X1 Carbon, and it's sitting on an Amazon Basic stand. He likes to keep it open, but he says that it doesn't run as fast when the eGPU is connected. Honestly, Cristobal, eGPUs just never run as fast as they should when they're connected. There's a lot of latency, and you just don't get the advertised speeds of the GPU when you have it connected to your computer. Now, the eGPU is a 2070, and it's inside of an Aorus gaming box, and he has this connected to dual Dell 27-inch monitors. I'm glad he's using the same ones because it just makes everything look better. His keyboard is mechanical, and it's a Ducky 1 2SF keyboard. I like the black and red theme. He has a glorious wrist rest, which is really good to not develop carpal tunnel when you're typing all day. He has a Logitech G602 mouse, a Corsair XL mousepad, a Corsair RGB headphone stand, a Razer Nari wireless 7.1 headset. He has an Xbox One X controller. My guess, he's probably playing a lot of Call of Duty, maybe a little bit of Warzone. He has a Anker wireless charger, an Amazon Alexa 8 smart display speaker, and his desk is an IKEA desk with the Alex drawers on the bottom. You see this in a lot of YouTuber setups. I still think it's one of the nicest looking desks you can buy. He does a very good job with cable management. He has like a cable bar underneath to hold all of his cables so it doesn't get out of control. Overall, I really dig this setup. So last week I went through 5 different setups. This week I'm only going to go through 4 because this last one is absolutely crazy. It's going to take me a long time to go through it all. But it comes from Stefan, and he is also from Canada, from Vancouver, and he's an architect, an artist, and a graphic designer. And he has this crazy command center inside of his home. I saw the pictures of this and I'm like, wow. This looks so calming, being able to work inside but still feel like you're outside, because when you look out those windows, all you see is beautiful greenery. Now, everything he constructed himself. He constructed the birch plywood that he uses for his desk. He wanted the L-shaped desk to provide zones for multiple workstation. His primary one is in the corner overlooking his lush West Coast garden. And he wanted something that allowed for simple assembly and deconstruction. The desk edge is complete with a subtle chamfer, removing sharp edges and providing additional comfort while working for extended hours. These are his words, not mine. The desk was designed by him, primarily using SketchUp to model the entire office and desk to ensure everything would properly fit in a line. The desktop sits atop components from IKEA. So the top portion was made by him. The drawers below, which are the Alex drawers, he bought from IKEA. The large desk provides a primary workstation used for architectural work, graphic design, and art. It is also used for conference calls where he will sometimes set up either a GoPro or his Canon EOS RP as a webcam. There are cables that remain set up to facilitate the process. The desk also features a secondary workstation used by his wife, who is self-employed and generally requires it for admin work. The equipment he's using is a lot, right? His main laptop is a Dell XPS 15 9570, so it's more than capable. It's a 6-core processor. It's the 8th gen model, 1 terabyte Samsung SSD, 1920 by 1080, and it has a GTX 1050 Ti. His laptop stand is a Sounddance aluminum stand, and his display is a 27-inch Dell monitor. There's a USB-C monitor, so it connects to a Thunderbolt 3 dock, which connects everything else. So Quad HD, 60 Hertz refresh rate. The display stand is from Vivo. It's in a 16-inch wide monitor riser, and his peripherals are a Logitech MX keys, Logitech MX Master 3, USB 3.0 hub, and he even has an iPad that he uses if he needs to sketch and draw. His audio interface is the Focusrite, which he probably uses to connect his microphone for his conference calls, and he has these amazing Bear Dynamic DT770 Pro headphones. Now, he does have a lot of future upgrades planned, which I'm not going to go through, but just taking a look at around the room, just the thoughtfulness, the creativity, the organization. He has the printer in the corner, which is like an eyesore, so he tucks it away somewhere, but still manages it to make it look clean. Even the shelves behind him are nice and organized. Like, how can you not want to go to work when you have an office like this? So that's it. That wraps up this week's best laptop setups. Make sure to vote for your favorite one on the Discord server. Also, if you're interested in submitting your laptop setup, there'll be instructions in the description down below, along with a link to purchase the Bellroy flip case. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.